So when I saw who the mother was, I was like, her? Like, oh my God. Like, I met her when I dropped the furniture off. Now, I did not have an idea, no clue that they were together, and I did not know that she was pregnant. I didn't have any clue that she was pregnant. But I'll explain to you why me seeing that it was her was like, oh hell no. Like I didn't like her. Like our first meeting, she didn't leave a good impression with me. So I'm gonna go back to when I dropped the furniture off. So when I first got there, no, I'll rewind. When he messaged me on Facebook Marketplace about the dresser, I'm gonna name some clues as to he could have been why he I could have seen that he was in a relationship because there were clues. So when I first talked to him, when he messaged me about the dresser on Facebook Marketplace, he kept saying we. Yeah, we're here. We. So I'm like, okay, I didn't think nothing of it. I hadn't seen him in person. He was just a customer getting a dress. I didn't really pay the we talk any mind. I'm like, okay, if he got a, who cares if he had a woman? I don't know this man, so whatever. But yeah, he kept saying we. But at the same time, he was being personable with me. Like he was like, "Oh, you're friends with my uncle. Do you know him?" I said, he sent me a picture of his uncle. You know that because I had a lot of friends on Facebook at the time. I had attracted a lot of people, so I didn't know most of the people. So I told him, I'm like, no, I don't know him. I said I have a lot of friends that I don't know. He was like, oh, I thought you might have been family. So I was like, okay, it was kind of personable. I was like, oh no, I don't know him, but he took the time to look on my page, look through my friends and see who all of that. So that's another thing, like another little clue that he sought me out. But when I got to the house, you know, he was first he said it's going in such and such's room. So when the name that he said was a feminine or a woman name. So I was like, oh okay. But going in that person's room, I wouldn't think that the dresser is going in his woman's room. He said her room. I'm like, okay. So two people came outside. He said that someone was going to help him with the dresser. So it was the woman and a guy. So two people came outside. Now him and the guy were dressed pretty casually, but the woman had on like business attire, like a suit. So she didn't really blend in with them. I'm like, oh, okay. And like I said, she's the one who paid for it. He told her how much it was, and she's owed me the money. And she was kind of, I didn't like her energy. I didn't like her attitude. Okay. And I had flirted with him a little bit. Like when she was taking, I was giving her my email or my phone. It might have been my phone number or something on my email. I was like, well, I didn't give you my number, did I? I was talking to him, but it was kind of like, because I'm not flirtatious. So it was kind of awkward, very um innocent. It wasn't nothing like, coming on to him, but it was kind of like, yeah, I didn't give you my number, did I? When I was telling her my number or my email or whatever. But once I said that, she was like a ball of nerves. She was shaking and sorry. And I'm like, it's okay, like relax. You know what I'm saying? So she was already irritated because I said something to him, directly in front of her. Um, but I was trying to like, calm her nerves or whatever. But she was a bag of nerves. So I that must have irritated her, like made her mad. I ain't even gonna say irritated because what she did after that showed her character. So when they were taking the dresser in the house, I had taken the drawers out of the dresser and was like putting drawers to the side for them. You know what I'm saying? The drawers was already out of the dresser because it was hard. It's hard for me to load with the drawers in the dresser. So I was taking them out of the car to put by the house. And before I started doing it, she had asked the two men, including, him and the other guy, do you want me to help with anything, like with an attitude? And both of them said no, like shook their head no. And then she started walking away. But I'm like, okay, it don't hurt me to help. I'm here. Like, why not get it out my car? That way, the process will be faster and I'm helpful. So I started taking drawers and putting them by the house. And she gonna say, yeah, you could put those right there. I was already doing it. Like, that's very condescending to tell somebody what they can do when they're already doing it. I don't need you to tell me what I can do. I'm doing it. So he caught that, her trying to treat me like, and I don't like using this term, but she tried to treat me like the help. If somebody's helping you, you should be thankful for them helping you, not try to make them feel less than because they're helping you. But that's the kind of air of arrogance she had, all because I, innocently spoke to him about my phone number. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I was in her position, I wouldn't have done that. It just showed her character, and it shows that she thinks she's better. You know what I'm saying? But when I found out that's who he impregnated, I was like, oh no. But one thing I can say is that when they went in the house, he got her together because she came back outside and she was an even bigger bag of nerves. And I was like, I asked her because she was standing by her car. And I was like, do you want me to, move out of the way? Like, cause it was like a driveway. And I was like, do you want me to back up? You want me to move? She was like, no, but just, a bag of nerves standing there looking like a bag of nerves. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, I didn't let it get to me, but I definitely peeped it. And I was like, like, she's not my type of, I don't like people like that. I don't like people like that. Cause everybody is here. There are plenty of people that help others. There are plenty of people in positions that, at work or whatever, that help. And I don't think you should treat anybody, any differently because they're helping. That's something you should be grateful for. But there are some people that don't deserve help, and she's one of them. But yeah, when I found out that was her, I was like, no. And then another thing is she didn't really look pregnant. Now, she's a big girl. She's about 6 feet tall. She's thick, like she's not no little skinny. I can compare her to probably like a Hawaiian or Polynesian woman, like 6 feet tall, solid, big woman. You know what I'm saying? And she had like a little pudge. I did notice her little pudge, but it wasn't nothing that looked like, okay, she's definitely pregnant, because I got a damn pudge. There's a lot of women out here that have bellies, but you don't necessarily assume that they're pregnant. So I mean, in hindsight, yeah, she was. She had, she was pregnant, but not. Looking at her, I didn't know. And then another thing is, like, how was I to know that it would be by him? It was a whole nother man there, and then between them, I didn't sense that they were in a relationship. Like, me and him had more chemistry, and there was more going on between he and I than with her. Obviously, because she felt intimidated. It made her feel uncomfortable. I wasn't uncomfortable. She was. So yeah, she could sense it. She could sense that, that I was there, and there was something going on between me and him. Like, she could feel it. But that's how I found out who the mother was.